Commander of the Canadian Army. The Commander of the Canadian Army is a institutional head of the Canadian Army. This appointment also includes the title Chief of the Army Staff and is based at National Defence Headquarters in Ottawa, Ontario. Commander of the Canadian Army, Chief of the Army Staff Command, Army Canadians, Chief Detect Major D.I. Emery. History of the position. Period in 1904, militia forces in Canada were commanded by senior British Army officer appointed as General Officer commanding the Canadian militia. British regular forces in the diminution of had their own commander until the withdrawal of the last British garrison in 1906. From 1903 to 1904, the Canadian militia embarked on a new of modernizations that include the creation of a new office of Chief of the General Staff between 1904 and 1964. 18th officer had the office of Chief of the General Staff with the list of these Lieutenant General Geoffrey Vlachy having officially stood down the appointment on 31 August 1964 following the official integration of the three armed services into a single Canadian Armed Forces following the unification of Canada's military officer in February 1968. The majority of the Canada's land element was assigned to the newly created Force Mobile Command, and the senior Canadian Army officer was then known as Commander of Mobile Command. From 1965 to 1993, the command was renamed Land Force Command, and its senior officer was known as Chief of the Land Staff. From 1993 to 2011, Land Force Command was officially redesignated as the Canadian Army in 2011, at which the appointment was renamed Commander of the Canadian Army to reflect this appointments. This following table lists all those who have had to the post of Commander of the Canadian Army or its preceding positions, ranks, and honors are as the completion of their tenure. Sial, Chief of the Defence Staff, the second most senior member of the Canadian Armed Forces after the Commander-in-Chief, Commander of Royal Canadian Navy Institution, Head of Royal Canadian Navy, Commander of Royal Canadian Air Force Institution, Head of the Royal Canadian Air Forces. Reference: British strategic withdrawal from the Western Hemisphere 1904 to 1906, achieved 2012, 2007, 2020 at archive today. University of Toronto Press. Lieutenant General Geoffrey Vlach, Army Cadet History, revived 31 January 2019. Integration and unification of the Canadian Forces, archived January 15, 2010. At the way back, matching chasing the silver bullet. The evaluations of capability development in the Canadian Army by Major Andrew B. Grade for CD, page 59. Canadian Navy, Air Force Royal again with official name change. Hong Kong Post, 15 August 2011. Listing of the commanders of Army. Governor of Canada retrieved 14 March 2010. External list. Official website last added 9 months ago of Doc Ship Chief of Staff Geoffrey Vlash.